We're standing here in Progress Park, St. Andrew, the venue for this year's Intercol Games. It's the first time the Games is going to be held here in the big parish. This year, Intercol celebrates 50 years in existence. In this special State of Affairs feature, we tell you what's being done to get this mega facility ready for the mega Games. The intercollegiate game, popularly known as Intercol, is Grenada's premier athletic meet. It's the kind of event that brings together the best of the best in track and field for some of the friendliest sporting rivalry between the nation's secondary schools. For the last 49 years, the game has been held in the country's main city, St. George's. But this year, things are about to change. On March 23rd, 25th, and 26th, fans will cheer to athletes blazing the tracks in the big parish of St. Andrew at Progress Park. The change in venue facilitates Grenada's commitment to host a test match in April. England versus West Indies, a game that promises a positive spin-off for the local economy.
The Chinese ambassador, would have just committed over $200,000 to assist with some minor repairs to the cricket stadium at this time. The cost that we are speaking about is extremely high if we have to sacrifice the cricket. Now, some persons are saying, let us give up the cricket, and I think they don't understand the implication, the financial and economic loss we are going to suffer if we do so. But not just the current game. If we give up this game, then we stand a chance of finding it extremely difficult to attract another game here in the future. The lack of confidence I have in Grenada in hosting any future games, because remember, the schedule for the cricket is already out. At this time, we have to prove that we are able to hold a test match at that level.
We thought that we had a better bet at Progress Park. Notwithstanding this, however, we recognize that the outfield, the best outfield in the island for athletics, is at Progress Park. I mean, not just the 400 track, but of course the structure itself, you know, the layout and everything. And I think maybe it's one of the better surfaces.
So, in an effort to get things ready for the big day, the Ministry of Sports is undertaking a number of upgrade works at Progress Park to ensure a safe and incident-free Intercol 2015. This includes addressing the major issues of seating and security concerns at the venue.
We would be erecting 2 permanent bleachers. We also going to erect some temporary bleachers, maybe about 2 of them that can seat just over 2,000 people. And each of the permanent bleachers that will be erected could host about 300 each. So you're looking at 3 and 3, 6. We're looking at approximately seating about just around about 3,000 students there.
We had another meeting on Friday. It was called an emergency meeting where we had the Ministry of Sports, the police and so on, to look at a number of possibilities in terms of how we detail in security and also how we're going to manage the event in terms of what we can use at exit, you know, emergency and otherwise. And I thought that the meeting was also a very fruitful one. And I think we got a better appreciation after that meeting as to how best, you know, to manage Intercol with the limitations that we have.
The Principals Association is hammering out the logistics, VIP accommodation, location for athletes, parking, among others. Progress Park is deemed a suitable venue as well because of the quality of the track compared to the cricket stadium.
Progress Park has the best 400 meters track in the country right now. And I think that probably would have influenced the decision of the Principals Association. That coupled with the fact that, you know, at the National Cricket Stadium, you probably are aware that a 400 meters track cannot fit in that stadium. Last year, it was a 300 meters track. And it is very difficult for athletes to run a 300 meters track. Their times are much slower, and that's because of the curves.
Francis, a certified high-level coach himself, whose training has produced a number of the country's top athletes, says runners are at risk when using the track at the National Cricket Stadium.
Because the surface is sand-based. Last year, the athletes suffered a lot of injuries. They came down with a lot of groin injuries, and that is because of the sand, because you have to put so much effort and it's loose. It's loose, so there isn't a firm gripping, and that is a recipe for injury. So I think the athletes will be very happy that the Intercol will be held on a 400 meters and also on a solid base instead of sand moving below their feet. So that is a plus for the athletes.
Even when we were at the cricket stadium, it was not the ideal. It might have been able to, of course, accommodate the paying public better, but the surface wasn't the best. Apart from being a 300 track, because the requirements for cricket is different to athletics. We cannot go and compact the ground to do athletics in the stadium, and you're going to affect drainage when it comes to cricket. So the fact that we had to understand and take all of that into consideration, of course, the accommodation would have been good and people didn't see the others of the athletes being injured. And I could tell you that we had a few athletes being injured last year. So we expect to minimize that this year by going to Progress Park.
In terms of security, is that a concern? And so we've engaged the highest office as it relates to the Royal Grenada Police Force, which is the Commissioner's office, and they have given a commitment that they are going to do everything possible to treat this as a major national event. With the full forces of security out, we're going to have a national security plan as it relates to Intercol. We're going to have a major plan developed as it relates to traffic, because that is also another concern.
Meet Olive Charles, a record-breaking sprinter at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. She believes having Intercol games at Progress Park is the best decision for the athletes.
I'm speaking on behalf of all the athletes. We feel that it is a great idea to have Intercol at Cricket Park, since the cricket stadium is not a suitable stadium for athletics. So we think it would be suitable to have it in Progress Park, since Progress Park is very big. I feel delighted that Intercol would be at Progress Park, because every event Grenada has is in town, and I feel the country people will be proud it will be at Progress Park, so they will come out in their numbers.
History is in the making as athletes prepare to invade Big Parish for the first time in a Progress Park Intercol meet, and Grenville will reverberate in the after party. Like Olive, residents of St. Andrew, a big parish that have churned out athletes who have dominated their fields, are equally excited that the games are coming to Progress Park.
I believe Intercol in St. Andrews is a great idea. The reason for that, all Intercol take place in St. George's, and we are the big parish. And I think that's a great opportunity, especially for parents that don't have any money. They can come and view the sports. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Why don't we give it a try? Come on.
A lot of children do not really have the opportunity to go down. So, and we personally want to big up St. George's. So I believe we should have it up here.
It'll be great because you don't have to take 2 buses to go down in St. George's, and it's right here and I'm staying right in Seamoon, so it will be great to me.
Well, I feel real good, because what I say now is most St. Andrews people who was really support the sports and things. So I feel real good to see the sports coming up in St. Andrews.
I actually think it's a really good thing. Minus the fact, of course, that there may not be as many spectators. I think this is a 400-meter track, and in St. Andrews we love sports. And even when we have it in St. George's, it's full of St. Andrews people. It gives us an opportunity to organize and to do maybe a better job. So I think it's a good thing. Once we have the infrastructure put in place, and because sports, it had been put back, so we're hoping to have the infrastructure in place, and for St. Andrews and for the people around here, it's a really good thing.
The games are coming. The stage, Progress Park, is being prepared. And by all accounts, athletes are excited as history looms. Abigail McIntyre for State of Affairs.